Hey, what's going on? Um, Want to share something with you really quick while I'm in between sessions. Um, and I talk about this often with clients and with different people. And it was on my mind today because I came across something that I think spoke to this topic. I tell people all the time, you know, be careful about doing harm to your spouse. You can't harm your spouse without harming yourself because they are a part of the same marriage that you're in. That would be like putting a hole in the boat that you're in and you don't plan to evacuate. It reminds me, I reference this a lot. You remember the movie Mr. and Mrs. Smith with Brad Pitt and I believe Angelina Jolie, right? They are spies or assassins or something like that, and they get word that the other has a contract out on them. The interesting part is they're at home, they're eating dinner, and as they are suspicious of the other person, they end up breaking out into this war in their house. So they're trying to kill each other. They're shooting each other, just tearing up their house. The thing is, it's their house that they're destroying. And a lot of times, people do that in their marriage, where when you get angry, you hit below the belt, right? There needs to be some rules to engagement. Matter of fact, there are rules to engagement. But just because you're angry at your partner does not mean that they now become your enemy. It's more hurtful when we are hurt by the people we love. I can take hurt from a stranger and just move on. But when a friend hurts me or when a loved one, when we are hurt by people who are supposed to be holding our heart, that's a little bit more difficult to get over. I was dealing with a couple last night and talking to them, and they say, well, when we fight, we get to ugly and we hit below the belt. And I say, why? Well, why don't you just stop? If you know, so doing that one time, okay. But if you know, when you get into these fights, they get ugly, but then you still have to be in the same relationship tomorrow. Where's the wisdom that says, I can't do this today because tomorrow we're going to be picking up the pieces? So I saw this. Now this is from Psalms 55. This is a Psalm of David. This is one of those Psalms where David is really raw and with his emotions, and he's just telling God how he feels. I want to read how it starts first, right? These first two verses, but then I'm going to drop down and read the part that's relevant to specifically to what I'm talking about. It says this: listen to my prayer, O God. Do not ignore my cry for help. Please listen and answer me, for I am overwhelmed with my troubles. Okay. Now, when I skip down to verse 11, watch this. Everything is falling apart. Threats and cheating are rampant in the streets. It's not an enemy who taunts me. I could bear that. It's not my foes who are arrogantly, who so arrogantly insults me. He said, it's not my enemies. He said, I could have hidden from them. Instead, it is you, my equal, my companion, my close friend. David said, it's not an enemy that taunts me. I could deal with an enemy. Like, I could I could deal with it. But he says, instead, it's you. It's you, my husband. It's you, my wife. It's you, my best friend. It's you, my close cousin. We grew up together. It's you, uh, my brother from another mother, my equal, my companion, my close friend. If you are at a place in your relationship where when you are angry or upset or not getting your way, that you can't resolve conflict in a healthy way, then you need to get help. Why? Because you are going to destroy your own relationship. Not an enemy, you. As a matter of fact, there is an enemy of marriage. Don't let him use you to destroy your relationship. Okay, that's really all I had for you today, because this it keeps coming up, and when people tell me, when they admittedly admit, that doesn't make sense. When they so confidently admit we don't fight fair, I'm like, why? There are some things that you have to grow out of. There are some things you have to heal from, but then there are some things you just got to make a choice. I ain't doing that no more. Now, I'm making a choice. Today, I'm going to stop. How I'm going to stop, I'm going to work on me, but this won't happen again. And if you can't make that kind of commitment, you may not be ready for a relationship. And if you're already married, I don't know, you got to get some kind of help, because you are going to destroy what you prayed for. Yeah, you're going to destroy what you say you've always wanted. Most people, looking forward to marriage, but then when we get in marriage, we don't know how to do it. That's common all the time in my office. So just want to share that with you. And no real deep teaching. Just put that on your mind. Be careful of what you say to your partner. Be careful of how you respond to their imperfectness. They're not perfect, but neither are you. Be careful. I heard Dr. Rick Marks say, if you're constantly putting your agenda and what you want above us, don't be surprised when us leaves the relationship. The us is the unity, the oneness, we are one part of the relationship. And if you keep putting what you want, what you need, your agenda, how you feel above us, you can't complain when us leaves, right? And we're divided. Well, I don't want to say that because that's too much information about my family, but there are people who are married and been married for years, living like roommates. Church folk may not agree with me on this, but my thing is why I'm not interested in marriage. Is too difficult to suck at it. I tell people that all the time. And so I'm not finna be married and be roommates. So, and I know that's me, but you too. Well, like, why would you want to be married and be roommates? Some things that you fight about, that shouldn't even be a fight. And then why do your fights last so long? Since I'm on this, why do your fights last so long? If you signed up for forever, why do you got to resolve everything today? Now, it does need to be resolved, but resolving it is not the same thing as agreeing. Did you know that? You may not agree. John Gottman says that 68% of marital conflicts will not be resolved, will not come to an agreement. But agreement is not the goal. Understanding is. So work on your understanding. That's something I need to teach about. Understanding and perspective. I think I'm put that in the book too, since I'm not finished, because the way my discipline is set up, right? But understanding your spouse and trying to see things from their perspective can help you have more grace. I'm telling you, you don't want to do today what you will have to regret and make up for tomorrow. Stop doing that, because eventually the relationship is going to be so weak that the repairs are going to take longer and longer, and then eventually they just won't work. I've seen it too many times. Okay. All right. You guys enjoy the rest of your, what's today? Friday. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. And I'll talk to you next time.